Oh, that's not right. I haven't done this in so long. All right. Here we go. Okay, that's just going to stay. All right, fine. Just boom. Okay, ready? Bam. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I haven't seen you guys in so long, and I'm happy to be back because my favorite time of year is coming, and I am so excited because I had a really crazy summer, but I am so happy that it is over. Although I had a great time and I could have been there all the time, but if you don't know, if you're close to me, you probably know this, but I don't know if I've ever told the public, I hate summer. I absolutely hate summer. Summer is not my thing. I am a girl with a lot of hair and a lot of makeup, and it's hot, and I am just not, it's just not fun for me. I like fall fashion. I love layering. I love coats. I've loved it since I was a kid. I'm also very hot natured. So I hate being hot. If you're ever in my home, I will give you a blanket, but I will not turn the air down because it is always freezing cold in here. And yeah, that's just, so summer is just not my favorite thing. So, but I still had to power through it because I still had a crazy summer. I went on tour this past summer. I was on tour for an entire month. It was so much fun. I ended up working so hard right after my birthday, and which is in April, and putting the shows together, and then went on vacation, and it was pretty nuts, and that's what I'm going to tell you about in this video. So keep watching, but make sure that you like and subscribe. And I'm going to try, I know I always say this, I always say this, but I'm really going to try to do more videos and be more active here on YouTube. But your girl has had a lot going on, so let's get to it. So for starters, in April, I had a birthday that was so much fun. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys since since I made Ashley Darby's dress for the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. I'm working with some of the ladies this year, this new season also, so stay tuned for that. I'm looking at something really special right now. You know, I made the dress, and then I had my birthday, which was not a huge, well, I feel like every birthday's huge. Every birthday's big. We should always be celebrating our birthdays, but, you know, just celebrate another year. But it was just probably the happiest birthday I've ever had, and for various reasons, and just the place that I am in my life. It wasn't like it was a milestone birthday, but it was so much fun, and I had all my friends around me, and it's always great to be surrounded by all the people that I love together, because it's very rare that we're all together, and I think only one of my friends was missing, and that was Isis. But I did get to hang out with her also this summer too, which I'll talk about. But yeah, so after my birthday, I went straight into preparing for the concerts, and it was not easy because I had gained a significant amount of weight, as I tend to do during my little off seasons. But my goal is always to be in the best shape of my life, one, during my birthday, on my birthday, and two, on tour. So I'd already started on my birthday, which is in April, and then of course we have rehearsals all of May. And so I only took 2 dancers with me per show, but I had 3, so they were alternating. 3 total dancers. So we got to work, and we had to condense the show, depending on where we were, into smaller segments, because normally my concert is, you know, 2 hours long. Sometimes we do 39 songs, 6 costume changes, and we just did not have that kind of time. So, you know, I'm going to go in depth with each thing. Like I said, I went on tour, then I also went on vacation, but I will do a separate video for the vacation and the tour separately. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about my end of summer kind of thing, because now we're going into fall and I'm so excited about it. All right, so anyway, that was really cool. Back in rehearsals, it was just like, you know, muscle memory, and like no time was lost. And so, because it was like no time was lost, we were just so happy. We were catching up for a while, and then we just really, everything that we did, there was really nothing new. It's just we kind of had to adjust because it wasn't as many dancers, or maybe we cut the songs in different places. But we started the tour in Pittsburgh, and I did 2 shows in Pittsburgh. One night, and then one the other night. I was there for a day, and then another night after. So I had a day in between. And it was so much fun. The energy was so amazing. Being back on stage for me, it had been so long since I'd been on stage, and I was so excited. I could, guys know how much I love this. Oh, by the way, I'm the #1 Beyonce impersonator in the world if you're new here. But that's beside the point. So that might be like, what does she do? Who is she? But so that being said, I had the chance to perform songs that I had not performed yet. So all from the Cowboy Carter album. The album had just come out. And so I had never performed some of these songs, but I was definitely more than prepared. And I had quick changes just because going from one era of all the popular Beyonce stuff and then going into the Cowboy Carter stuff was just, we can't have the same costume. We had to like switch eras and go into like the more country stuff, the denim and the red, white, and blue and all of that stuff. And so that was really fun. Thank you to my dancers, Drea and Erica and Mariah. You girls held me down on stage and put up with my shenanigans and all of the things and all the what I required of you. I really appreciate it. But it was fun being on the road with the dancers and also my manager, Shay. She's always a great time. We are like family, even though we work together, we are definitely like family. And that's how the dancers have become also. So it was quite an adventure. And then after we left Pittsburgh, we did Kalamazoo. Pittsburgh. So this is how the tour breakdown went. It went Pittsburgh, Kalamazoo, New York, Nevada. Did I leave something out? I don't think so. But after we left Pittsburgh, we went to Kalamazoo. Now, what's funny is Kalamazoo is in Michigan, and I'd never been before, and neither had my dancers or my manager, and we were very kind of like, what is this place? We've only heard of it like in a song. I think it's in a song where it was like, it's a real place. And we got there, and it was very interesting because it was bright and it was sunny, and they had asked me what I wanted for the show, and I just said, well, I want a big LED screen and I want a runway and all these things. And they gave me everything that I wanted. I worked really hard on the show. This was the longest show in the tour. So it rained for 5 hours before the show started. My show was supposed to start at 10:30. It rained for 5 hours. And during sound check, it was completely sunny. It was great. Everybody was so fun. It was whatever. I was so excited because I had worked 9 hours on creating the video content that goes on stage behind me. And sound check was just great. And all of a sudden it started raining. And funny, because I knew that it was going to rain in the forecast. I knew it was going to rain. And they were like, oh, we're having the festival, the Pride Festival before. It's like 40,000 people come. It's going to be packed. It's going to be great. And because it rained, it was like, oh my God, are people going to stay? Is this going to be like, what's going to happen here? Well, it stopped raining maybe 30 minutes, exactly 30 minutes, actually. I do remember this. So here's the thing. We were on our way to the show. The show is outside. All of the shows that I'm talking about on my tour, all were outside. And it was very hot in most places. Kalamazoo was cooler. And because it rained, I'm sure it cooled off a lot also. The wind machines are always crucial. But honey, when I tell you it rained, it was torrential rain. And I just, was like, oh God, I don't care. I'm going to perform. It's just basically going to be like when Beyonce was in DC and they performed in the rain. Our faces are sprayed with everything. We don't care about the makeup, the hair. We'll just do what it's going to do, whatever. And so we got a call on the way to the venue, and the promoters said, well, we just need to have a conversation about what's going to happen once you guys get here. We were about 15 minutes away, and they were like, we just need to have a conversation about what's going to happen when you guys get here and whether we're going to actually go forward. I know Riley worked really hard on the show and she really wants to do it, but we just want to do what's safe for everyone, and we're not sure how much of the crowd is going to stay and all of this. And we're just like, so we pulled up at the venue and we were in our rental, and I told my manager, Shay, I said, turn the windshield wipers off. And I said to the dancers, I said, does anyone see a drop of rain? Not one drop of rain. I was like, let's go do this show. So we go back to my quick change booth. They start getting ready, and they're like, okay, come out. We want to talk, the promoters, we want to talk. And they're like, so what do you want to do? The stage is very slippery. It's been raining, all of this stuff. It's not as packed as it was before, Of course, there was not 40,000 people there, but I said, so what do you guys want to do? And they said, well, we want to do the show. I said, then we're going to have a show. We're going to have a show. And we're going to perform like we always perform, like no one's watching and like everyone's watching, which is what we say before we go out on stage. And they said, well, give us, a few minutes. We need to wipe down the runway. They came back and they said, we wiped it down, but it's probably still going to be damp. I said to the dancers, if it's too damp, I'll test it out. But if it's too slippery, I won't do it. We won't do it. And if I come back to you and I give you a thumbs up, then we'll do it. When I tell you, we stepped out onto that stage, and it was probably with all due respect to all the places that I went, everyone was great. The energy from the audience was phenomenal everywhere. I thought they meant that there was like 4 people out, watching the show. It was packed. It was packed. And these people waited in the rain for me. They waited, and it just was the most incredible show. It was my favorite of the tour, and it might be one of my favorite to date. It's in the top 5 places I've ever performed. And Kalamazoo, I just want to say thank you so much for waiting in the rain. I thanked them that night, but we did that show, and it was flawless. It was without a hit. Not everything went right. It was just so amazing. And when I watched it back, because when I'm on stage, I can't really feel it. When I watched it back and saw the LED screen and how the way that I created the screen, I had to pat myself on the back. I don't typically do that. Normally, I'm on to the next thing. But I watched that, and I was like, you're kidding. Shout out to my manager who stood there and filmed the entire thing so that I would have the content that you guys are seeing. It just was so, because I interact with the screen, and it was so beautiful. And everybody there, it was just so amazing. And I threw my glasses into the audience, and a girl caught the glasses, and she posted on her page. I never see things when I throw them into the audience ever again usually, but this was, they were just so amazing. Security, because they had to block the stage every time I walked down the runway, which was like a 50-foot runway. They were like walking to had to band together to stand side by side so that nobody would pull me off the stage. Everyone was respectful. I was still grabbing people's hands. It was just if I could have every show be like that, it would be amazing. And then we went to New York, and New York, I was there for 2 days, and I performed and hosted for Youth Pride with Bowman, who I love, who is an amazing comedian. We co-hosted, and then I also headlined. And that was so much fun hosting, and I got to see some friends that I hadn't seen in a long time, and the youth were amazing. It was hot. My wind machine was not doing its job, and I was burning up. I had to basically kneel down in front of the wind machine, and my manager could see me from the audience. She's like, she's burning up. She's like, we got to fix this. And there was nothing really we could do to fix it. Did all the quick changes, still performed. And that was the first day. The second day, I performed for the big Pride on the main stage of the New York Pride Festival. And if you guys know anything about New York Pride, it is the Pride. of the whole season of Pride in June. And it was awesome. I went on earlier in the day, and there also was an LED screen there too. It was so much fun. I always love when the screen is there because it helps with the show. It's great. And it was like kind of empty at first, and then all of a sudden droves of people came up to the stage, and it was packed as far back as I could see. I know they get millions of people. Whew, it was insane. It was so hot, but it was so worth it. It was so amazing. And I keep reiterating that it's hot because, yes, as I said, I hate. Heat makes me angry. But we got through it. We did it, and it was amazing. And from New York, left New York, and I was planning to go on vacation, and we had to add Nevada. I flew to Nevada by myself and performed in Nevada at a casino there for a private event, and it was so much fun. It was indoors. This was the only one that was indoors. Now, that was on July the 7th. July 8th, excuse me, July 6th, July 7th, I came back to Switchbacks because I had to immediately go to Greece for my friend's wedding. My friends got married, Seth and Dewan. I was so excited. They got married, so I doubled it as my vacation, as I think most of everybody, because you're going all the way to Greece, you might as well just make a vacation out of it. So, sorry, I gotta fix the hair. But it was gorgeous. Gorgeous, one of my favorite vacations ever. I was there for almost 8 days, and in Santorini. So much fun. I will share a separate vlog because I did vlog the whole time that I was there. But I had an amazing, amazing, amazing time. I did not want to come back, and I cried on the way to the airport on the way back. And I'm not an easy crier, but it just, after all my hard work, it was so amazing to just relax and do nothing if I wanted to, and and be in another country. Also very hot. But I didn't care because it was so beautiful. A lot of you don't know this, but I am not allergic to most things. I only have one allergy, and that is to the sun. So I cannot be in the sun for long periods of time. I have melasma. If you have melasma, you know what I'm talking about. I have to use a medication that causes me to, well, first of all, with melasma, you shouldn't be out in the sun anyway, but then the medication, if you are using it properly, being out in the sun could be, this overused word, diabolical. And so I just, I wore a ton of sunscreen and had a little bit of tan on my body. I still have, as you can see. But yeah, and then all of August I came back, and I just did not want to get back to work. I just really didn't. I had other projects to do, and I was just like, oh, I don't want to work. I worked so hard all of June, and then July I had an amazing vacation. And so I hung out with my friends, and I went to museums with my friend, and it was fantastic and a great time. I had an amazing summer, but I am so excited about fall. You guys just don't realize the amount of content you guys are going to get in the fall, because this is my favorite time. I love being out. I love when it's crisp and the leaves are falling and it's starting to get a little cold and you need a jacket or a trench coat, and I just, I love a coat. And yeah, love, 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 love. I am just excited for the fall. I hope you guys are excited too. I'm happy summer's over. I had a great summer. Thank you to everyone, all the promoters in all of the cities, all of the fans that came out. Thank you to Beyonce for releasing a new album that put out new buzz and had me in high demand to even do a tour this summer. I still have not performed in DC. I know you guys have been asking. I've not performed in DC since I think November or December of 2022. But we're looking to do it. We're coming up on 25 years of performing. 21 as Beyonce. 21 or 22? Whew, I'm losing count. 21 so far. But hey, I got my fingers crossed for a few venues. But I promise we will be back on stage soon. Everyone asks me all the time, when are you performing in DC? Are you performing in DC? I have people who are very close to me that have never seen me perform or are dying for me to perform in DC, who are newly close to me. And so I will be performing in DC, which is just a matter of time. It's a lot of work, guys. But I love you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching and giving me your time today. Make sure you subscribe. We are almost at 6,000 subscribers. I got to be more, consistent here. But I love you so much. And I will talk to you later. Bye, Fort Knox.